Okay, we're going to solve this equation for x. And if you've watched any of the previous videos, you'll recognize this if-then statement. If a raised to the x power equals a raised to the y power, then x equals y. So if the bases are the same, we can set the exponents equal to one another when we have an equivalent equation like this. Now, first glance, this problem doesn't really take that format. We've got a base here of 1 over 49 that's raised to an exponent, and we've got a base here of 14 that's raised to the first power if you wanted to put the imaginary 1 there. So that 2 doesn't really fit. Like you'll notice, this if statement doesn't say if b times a raised to the x power. It's not there. So that 2 has got to go. So to get rid of that 2, we're just going to use basic Algebra 1 skills here and divide both sides by that 2. Because 2 divided by 2 cancels, and 14 divided by 2 is 7. So now we've got 1 over 49 raised to the x minus 2 power equals 7. So now we're getting closer to this format over here, but we're still not quite there because the bases are not the same. We've got 7 as one base, and we've got 1 over 49 as the other base. But you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, 1 over 49, that's the same thing as 1 over 7 to the negative, 7 to the second power. So we just rewrote 1 over 49 as 1 over 7 to the second power. And I'm going to rewrite the x minus 2 exponent here and rewrite the 7 to the first power over here. Okay, now we're cooking. We're getting close. The bases are still not the same, though. We've got a 7 here, and we got a 1 over 7 here. Quick sidebar, you've got to remember the negative exponent rule. The negative exponent rule says if you raise a base to a negative exponent, if you take the reciprocal of that base, the exponent turns positive. And vice versa. We could make this positive and this negative, and the negative exponent rule still applies. So what we can do here is we can rewrite 1 over 7 squared as 7 raised to the negative 2 power using that negative exponent rule. And then don't forget the x minus 2 is still there. All right, I'm going to rewrite the problem over here because, as always, I've not managed my space very well. One other thing we can do here before we apply this if-then rule is we're raising a power to a power. So that's why it doesn't quite fit in this mold here. But when you raise a power to a power, you multiply those exponents. So we can rewrite this as 7 raised to the negative 2x power plus 4 equals 7 raised to the first power. Now the bases are the same. So now we can set the exponents equal to each other. So we're going to set negative 2x plus 4 equal to positive 1. So I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. We're left with negative 2x equals negative 3. And then finally, I still managed my space poorly, but I think we can see this answer. X is going to equal a negative 3 divided by a negative 2. Negative divided by negative is a positive, so the answer is positive 3 over 2.